you're all doing very well. It's been another week. Can you believe it? And we literally only have 5 weeks left. We are in week 15. And I'm starting to get a little bit nervous now about making it on time and getting things going and all that good stuff. So, yeah, I'm getting a little bit on the bit jumpy now. Foods are also getting a little bit lower, which we're going to touch on. And yeah, the mindset and the stresses are starting to kick in a little bit, which is a good and a bad thing at the end of the day. Good because it means you care about it, but bad because it actually affects the body and how we respond to everything that's going on. So we're going to cover all of that, how the week has gone, what's been happening. Did blood work today, so I'm going to be doing a little bit of a blood work video on Instagram, so make sure you check that out. And then also, going to be doing my progress photos, going to be releasing that on Instagram and TikTok. So if you are interested in seeing the progress, please go over to my Instagram and go over to the TikTok page, and you can actually have a look at what's going on there. I will list it down, but it's generally Instagram is Rob Dos Ramos, one word, and TikTok is Rob full stop Dos Ramos, one word. So you can just check it out there and see if any of that sort of stuff, if you can have a look at the progress and see what's going on there and make, you can give me some feedback on what you think and how things are looking, etc. I will be doing it post workout tomorrow being a torso day. So basically meaning that I'll be doing chest, back, and a little bit of shoulders, maybe some triceps. And that will be probably the 5th time I'll do it, or the 4th time until the actual show comes up. So very exciting stuff. Registration day will be on the 29th. So we'll be there on Friday, bright and early, at Muscle Contest. And the competition I'll be in is the Tournament of Champions, which I believe is in the morning session. Unfortunately, there is no live stream, so there's no way that people from outside the country can view it, or even people that are in the country who are not participating can view it. So it is a bit of a letdown. I wanted some people back home, well, not back home, back in South Africa to watch, but hopefully we can record some of it. But I think they're going to be pretty sticky about that as well. So it's a bit of a shambles, in my opinion. It's a bit sad that they won't let recording or anything like that, or don't even do a live stream, especially because they're not doing a live stream. But, I'm sure the promoters have their reasoning, even though I might not agree with it. But that's just me. Who am I in the grand scheme of things? I'm just a guy doing a debut at 43. Cool. So that all being said and done and out the way, let's talk about the week. So this week, weight has been holding steady. Not exactly how I wanted it to be. I wanted it to be dropping, but there are small visual improvements going across the board. Getting a lot leaner. The face is getting a bit more sunken in. Veins are starting to come out a bit more. Alan, my coach, is not concerned at this point. He still sees there's a lot of progress, especially being a first-time competitor. I'm probably not going to get as peeled as I want to because the body's never been that far down the rabbit hole. But we're going to keep pushing and keep making, strong concerted effort to get down there. But one of the things that he brought up was that my stress levels are a little bit too high in general. And with having high stress levels, the problem with that is that you muck up any progress that you're going to be making. And that's where, things need to, really start getting a little bit better. Things need to start getting stricter with everything that's going on with the physique, etc. So if you start having those sort of issues, you're going to battle. It's as simple as that. And your body's not going to respond. And then it just becomes more and more and more frustrating to get any progress going. And that is where we are right now, is that I need to learn to chill, which is not the easiest of things for me, unfortunately. It's always been a bit of an issue for me. So that is something that I am working on this week, just trying to relax. And it's sort of been working, sort of getting there at the end of the day. The other big issue that I've been having is that with regards to, how shall I say, with regards to stress and things like that, a lot of that's also coming from the fact that I'm not getting a lot of sleep. So I'm averaging about 3 hours of sleep or so, which I'm not thrilled about. Not 3 hours of sleep, I beg your pardon, about 4 to 5 hours of sleep. Now, the problem with that happening is that just really kills any momentum, any progress that's happening at the end of the day. So very annoyed by that, which makes me stress even more. And it just becomes this vicious circle that you're just trying to get out of this. You're trying to get out of this funk, basically, and it's just not working. You're just not getting anywhere. And it just becomes more and more frustrating as time goes on. So that's the situation right now. We are improving. We are getting better, but it's just slower than we want it to be. So I need to calm down on the stress levels, and then the body will start responding. So as a response to me being stressed out, Alan decided to throw in a high day. Now, the purpose of a high day is just to actually give the body a chance to relax. And by doing that is we downgrade the cardio. So instead of doing an hour of cardio every single morning, we only did 30 minutes. But we throw in a whole bunch of carbohydrates into the diet. So literally my diet for that day was a total of 1,000 calories increase, or just under 1,000 calories on top of my normal eating. Okay. So I'm going to show you what that looked like. So if you have a look there, you can actually see that what the food was entailed there. So let me just get rid of this graphic here quickly. So a whole bunch of eggs. So the eggs stay the same, 2 large eggs, egg whites, spinach, then oats on top of that, and then frozen blueberries, chicken breast, and then we put in rice, and then vegetables, and then beef, vegetables, and rice again. Then pre-workout pretty much stayed the same. That's my normal pre-workout meal, except the protein was dropped a little bit. And then post-workout, we threw in cream of rice again. And then the final meal at the end of the day was just pretty much the same thing, just the addition of blueberries into the actual mix there. So that is the high day. So you can actually see it was quite a big jump. So 2,949 calories, 260 grams of protein, 375 grams of carbs, and 45 grams of protein. Now, that's not really that high of a high day, believe it or not. That's sort of a moderate or conservative high day. But that is pretty much what happened yesterday. And if you followed me, as I mentioned, on TikTok and Instagram, you would have seen the actual meals that I ate, and I presented the meals there. But that was pretty much the food that was eaten yesterday. And I didn't get a chance to show you the pre-workout and the post-workout because I actually just forgot to take the photos. Apologies for that. But that was pretty much the day in a nutshell when it came to food. Now, we do a high day. So normally with my clients, I will work with either doing a diet break, which is normally about a week or 2 weeks long, or we will throw in high days and things like that, depending on what works best for the client. But in this case, because we're in a competition, we can't do 2 weeks of a diet break. So we do a high day, so we let the body calm down. So what we're doing there is that we're bringing down cortisol levels because that's what carbohydrates helps with. We speed up the metabolism a little bit. We bring up testosterone levels, and then we also bring up the thyroid, and we get that back up in alignment by having that additional food in there, and just allows the body to calm down and relax and just get yourself reacquainted with everything. And then, you get a lot more glycogen into the muscles and you start feeling a bit better. Now, I will be honest with you, having that amount of carbs actually made me very, very sleepy and very slow. I wasn't quite used to it from eating so little carbs, but that's pretty much the reasoning behind a high day. Is just to resensitize. And we listen as coaches, we listen for the biofeedback. So how the body is responding, how the client is coming back with issues of fatigue or libido drop or loss in motivation. And there's a whole bunch of things that we look for as coaches to see when a client actually needs a diet break, or in my case, needed a high day, basically. So that is why that's why the high day came into effect. So it's just to bring down the cortisol levels, bring down the stress levels, and let me reset. But as a consequence to that, which I'm not thrilled about, but it's a consequence to that, my carbs for my other 2 low days or my non-training days have been dropped. So I've lost out on potato basically on one of my meals. So on non-training days, all I get is oats from a starchy carbohydrate perspective or carbohydrate perspective, and then that's about it. And then the rest of it stays pretty much the same. The meals pretty much look the same as the high day that you saw there, or any of my days. It's just the amount that changes, the quantity changes, and that's all that really happens. The difference between a training day and a non-training day, it's just carbs get removed from the actual meal, and that brings down the calories, and that's all it really is. So there's no massive changes to the actual diet that occurs. So that's what was happening yesterday, and then that's what came about with the high day and the reason why we had the high day, etc. So stress management is the number one thing for me to handle right now. And if you are in a cut, if you are trying to drop body fat, lose weight, etc., and you are going through periods of stress, please remember that you've got to bring your stresses down, because you are going to slow the body's rate of dropping body fat. And it's going to be incredibly frustrating for you, because you get stuck and you can't move forward, and then you get more frustrated, and then that slows things down even further. Then you hold on to water, and then the body doesn't want to, your cortisol levels rise. You got to learn to chill. And I'm trying to learn how to chill myself. So it's not the easiest things to pull off, but it is something that needs to be mastered and learned and get to grips with. And that's pretty much the week. Yeah, so as I mentioned, I went for blood work today, so we're getting the blood results maybe tomorrow if we're lucky, but definitely on Monday. See how my cholesterol levels are, see how the testosterone levels are, cortisol levels, and all that good stuff, and make sure that I am still a healthy boy and that everything is going according to plan. And then it's just now it's 4 weeks, so there's no messing about. Got to get in shape, got to do myself proud, got to do my family proud, got to do my coach proud, got to do my God proud, and I've got to just push now till the end, and just got to keep pushing until we get to the final weeks, and make sure that everything goes according to plan and make things happen. So yeah, good times, fun times, challenging times, but it's all worth it at the end. If you guys are interested in coaching, please do not hesitate to reach out. If you're struggling with GLPs and you don't know what to do, even though you've been prescribed it, please reach out. I'm more than happy to help you out in any which way I can. If you guys are looking for quality lifting straps and apparel, please go to toughreps.com and use the code Coach Rob for 10% off. And if you are looking for faith-based fitness apparel, go to SAVD or saved.com and use Coach Rob for another 10% discount there. All right. I will be talking about a new supplement that I've been playing around with, possibly tomorrow. A really, really, really good supplement. Really helping me with my cognitive function. I'm not sponsored by anybody, so it's not a paid advertisement or anything like that. These are just my reviews and my real feels. The same thing as what I've done with the engineered muscle, etc. It's trust me, I don't get paid. I'm not sponsored. I don't have affiliate codes. Would love it, but I don't have that. But that's all there. And yeah, that's pretty much this week wrapped up. So it's go time. It's game face time. There's no room for error now. It's just about putting my head down and executing and getting through everything. So yeah, it is what it is. All right, then. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this video. Please like and subscribe or follow. And if you want to catch any of my images, progress photos, or some of my foods and things like that, please go to Instagram or TikTok, and you'll be able to see all of that stuff there. Thanks so much. Speak to you soon. Take care. God bless. And always remember to put your